Once again, we have yet another attack by a social justice warrior fruitcake, who in reality heeded the call of their masters in DC and mainstream media. The links to the Antifa scourge, considering the national call for violence and an overthrow of the first legally elected president since the last left office in January 2009, just the facts are obvious. This individual, I'll not utter his name and give him that power, was a United States Air Force veteran who was court-martialed for assaulting his wife and child, and whose social activity indicates that he was an atheist who hated Christians and was a fan of far-left fake media and politicians. This man, who hated Christians, went on a rampage against a small-town Southern Baptist church, which included members from 2 to 78 years of age, dressed in full black tactical gear. Wonder what this was inspired by. And slaughtered just about half of the congregation and injured most of the other half, though there were some that escaped unscathed. Upon exit, he was confronted by a neighbor who responded by shooting the suspect with his own weapon. Considering the fact that the authorities report the suspect had more weapons in his vehicle, you can imagine that the plan was not to end the slaughter at the church. After being shot by an armed citizen, the suspect fled to his vehicle and attempted to escape, but was chased down by yet another neighbor and eventually run off the road, dying feet from his vehicle due to wounds suffered at the hands of the armed neighbor at the scene. All the facts above being what they are, the same suspects who scream every day how white Christian patriot Trump voters are the scourge of the planet and unworthy of breathing the same air as they do, immediately rushed to the fake news media outlets feigning outrage and demanding law-abiding citizens be disarmed as a result of a lunatic who clearly was honoring their call to arms. Way too obvious. We know what the problem is here, and that this is an extension of the call for the heads, literally, of all white constitutionalist patriot Trump voters, and that the inaction of Jeff Sessions in the face of all the treason and assorted lawlessness of the left in this country can be linked to the emboldened behavior of the most mentally ill among us. Our FBI has proven to be being controlled by the enemies of America within government, the globalists, and is seemingly over their heads involved in all of these investigations and cannot be trusted to give us the truth about these attacks. So what are our options? The easiest way to take back control is to get out to the polls and vote out all of the establishment career cancer that is driving all of the above, encouraging the violence, controlling the narrative, and then, when the inevitable happens, turning around and using their power that we ultimately give them with our votes to take our rights away from us. In the next few years, we have a huge opportunity to do just that alongside President Trump, and there are no longer any excuses not to do just that. We have the opportunity to remove the cancer and install representatives who understand that we, the people, are the rightful rulers of the republic and that they work for us. We must get them in office and then force necessary reforms to protect the electoral process, which has been openly and very successfully hijacked by our enemies through massive fraud and by instituting term limits. Once the career is taken out of politics, they will again become accountable to we the people, and we will control our own destiny and future. If we cannot or will not remove that cancer and reestablish rule of law for all, we don't understand by now. The only alternate option is all-out revolution, blood in the streets. It's really our choice.